There's a moment in every man's life when he looks in the mirror and realizes something has to change. Not tomorrow, not next year, but now. Maybe you've felt stuck, waking up tired, going to bed restless, knowing you were meant for more. Maybe you've lost time chasing distractions, giving energy to people who didn't value it, living a routine that drains your spirit. The truth is this: transformation doesn't come from luck or waiting. It begins with one decision, one habit. The single habit that can instantly transform your life. It's not a trick, it's not a shortcut. It's a practice, simple, powerful, and within your control, that rewires your mind, reshapes your identity, and rebuilds your self-worth from the inside out. You see, greatness is not built in chaos, it's built in rhythm, in ritual. And this one habit is the foundation of that rhythm. In today's video, we'll break it down into 4 powerful chapters, each one diving deeper into how this habit changes your mindset, your emotions, your relationships, and your direction as a man. We'll explore realistic examples, daily life challenges, and ancient Asian and Stoic wisdom to guide the journey. And by the end, you'll understand how this one shift can ignite a fire inside you, steady, disciplined, and unshakable. If you've been searching for clarity, purpose, or just a way to feel like yourself again, you're in the right place. So take a breath. Focus in. This is your moment to change everything. If this message resonates with you, like the video, share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe for more grounded wisdom and drop a comment below, because your words might be exactly what another man needs to hear. Chapter 1. The Power of Daily Discipline. Building your foundation. Every man wants to change his life, but very few understand where that change truly begins. Not in motivation, not in emotions, not in one lucky break. It starts with discipline, but not the military kind that feels forced. I'm talking about self-chosen discipline, the kind that begins with one daily habit, practiced consistently, that anchors your identity and reshapes your reality. Let's get straight to it. The single habit that will transform your life is keeping one promise to yourself every day. Just one. It could be waking up at a set time. It could be hitting the gym no matter how you feel. It could be journaling your thoughts every morning. It doesn't matter how small it is. What matters is that you don't break that promise, because when you keep that one promise, you start rebuilding trust with yourself. And that trust, that integrity, is what separates strong men from lost men. Look around. How many people do you know who say they're going to change but never follow through? They're full of intentions, but they're empty in action. Now imagine this. You make a small promise to yourself every day, and you actually keep it. After a week, you feel more in control. After a month, you feel stronger. After 6 months, your mindset is different. Your body is different. Your energy is different. This isn't magic, it's math. Repetition builds rhythm. Rhythm builds momentum. Momentum builds identity. There was a man, a quiet middle-aged worker in Tokyo. He had no special skills, no prestigious job, and no support system. But one day, after breaking down in the middle of his kitchen at 2 a.m., he made a decision. Every day, he would wake up at 5:30 a.m. and walk for 30 minutes before work. He didn't try to run a marathon. He didn't set unrealistic goals. He just kept that promise to himself. One habit, day after day, through rain, through stress, through emotional exhaustion. 3 years later, he had lost weight, saved money, developed a clear routine, and even started a community group for men like him. But more than the results, he had found clarity, strength, and peace. That's the power of one disciplined habit. In Zen Buddhism, there's a powerful concept called Kaizen, the philosophy of continuous improvement. It teaches that progress doesn't come from grand gestures, but from small, mindful actions practiced daily. 1% better each day, that's it. It's not sexy, it's not flashy, but it's real. And it works. When you embrace this habit, keeping that one promise daily, something shifts inside you. You no longer need outside validation. You stop chasing perfection, and you start building a life you actually respect. Let me tell you something hard but true. No one is coming to save you. No motivation video. No woman. No amount of money will fix your foundation if it's cracked. Only you can do that. And you do it through discipline. There's a saying in Stoic philosophy, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. That's the formula. You decide who you want to become. Then you start keeping promises that align with that version of you. You want to be a strong man? Keep the promise to train your body every morning. You want to be wise? Keep the promise to read or reflect every day. You want peace? Keep the promise to sit in silence, breathe and let go. These aren't random tasks. They are signals to your subconscious that you are serious about your life. So the question is simple. What's one small promise you can make and keep starting today? Don't wait for January. Don't wait for the perfect mood. Just choose it. Write it down. Do it. Your new life doesn't begin when things get easier. It begins when you stop breaking promises to yourself. Drop a comment below. What's the one small promise you'll commit to every day starting now? Let it be your first step toward transformation. Chapter 2, The Emotional Reset. How this habit heals your inner chaos. Life isn't just about the actions we take. It's about the emotional state we carry with us every day. And for many men, the hardest battles are fought inside. Stress, anxiety, doubt, anger. These feelings swirl beneath the surface, slowly eroding confidence and clarity. But here's the powerful truth. The habit of keeping one promise daily acts as a reset button for your emotions. How? When you honor that promise, you create a space of control in the chaos. You prove to yourself that despite the noise, despite the setbacks, you can be the calm center of your own storm. A friend of mine, a businessman in Seoul, was drowning in the pressure of work and expectations. Every day was a whirlwind of meetings, deadlines, and restless nights. His mind raced, emotions spiked, and he felt disconnected from his own sense of self. One day, he made a commitment. Every morning, he would spend 10 minutes meditating, just focusing on his breath. At first, it felt impossible. His thoughts ran wild, his body tensed up. But because he promised himself he would do it every day, no matter what, he stuck with it. Weeks passed. The constant storm inside him began to quiet. Months later, his anger wasn't gone, but it no longer controlled his actions. His anxiety still whispered, but he learned to listen without panic. His mind found moments of peace he hadn't known in years. This is no coincidence. In Asian traditions like Zen and Taoism, emotional balance isn't about forcing feelings away, it's about observing without attachment. When you build the habit of presence, by honoring your promise daily, you train your mind to separate from destructive emotions. This habit rewires your brain for resilience. Neuroscience calls it neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to change its structure through repeated behavior. Each time you keep your promise, you strengthen the neural pathways of self-control, calm, and confidence. You're literally retraining your mind to respond differently to stress. Here's a hard truth. Emotional chaos is the silent killer of dreams. It drains energy, clouds judgment, and leads to choices you'll regret. But the discipline of one daily habit creates a safe container for your emotions. It becomes a lighthouse in the storm, something stable you can return to when the waves hit hard. And when your emotional state is grounded, everything changes. Your relationships improve, your work sharpens, your self-respect deepens. Imagine this: no longer reacting impulsively to anger or frustration, no longer letting anxiety steal your joy, instead facing every challenge with a quiet strength, a calm that others notice and respect. That calm starts with one habit, the one promise you keep no matter what. Remember the Chinese proverb, "He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior." You don't need to conquer the world, just yourself. And that conquest begins with discipline, presence, and daily commitment. So ask yourself, what emotional storm can this habit help you calm today? Drop a comment below. How will keeping one promise daily help you manage your emotions and find calm? Chapter 3. Transforming relationships. How this habit changes how others see you. A man's character isn't just measured by what he says or thinks. It's measured by how he shows up for others. Your relationships, with family, friends, partners, and colleagues, are mirrors reflecting your inner world. The single habit we've been discussing doesn't just change you inside, it transforms how others experience you, and this is where many men overlook its true power. Think about it. When you consistently keep a promise to yourself, you start building unshakable reliability. You become a man who can be counted on, not just in words, but in actions. This reliability breeds trust, and trust is the foundation of every meaningful relationship. In Mumbai, a man I know struggled to maintain his marriage. His wife felt distant. He felt frustrated. Both were caught in cycles of blame and disappointment. He decided to start small, to keep one promise daily, to have an honest conversation with his wife every evening, no matter how tired or busy he was. At first, it felt awkward, the habit felt foreign, but because he stayed consistent, something shifted. His wife began to open up, their arguments became less frequent, trust began to rebuild. The habit of showing up daily created a new rhythm of connection. This echoes the ancient Asian wisdom of Wu Wei, the Taoist idea of effortless action. By simply being present and consistent without forcing or controlling, a man invites harmony into his relationships. It's not about grand gestures or perfect words. It's about small, reliable acts that say, "I am here, I am committed, you can depend on me." This principle applies beyond romantic relationships, whether it's with your children, your friends, or your boss. Your daily habit broadcasts a powerful message. You respect yourself enough to keep promises, and you respect others enough to show up authentically. People sense that strength, they trust it, and they respond to it with loyalty, respect, and deeper connection. There's a powerful quote from Confucius. "The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions." Actions always speak louder than words, and the habit you build daily is your proof, your living testimony, that you are a man of integrity. So reflect, what one promise can you keep today that will rebuild or strengthen your most important relationship? Drop a comment below. What promise will you make today to show up better for the people you care about? Chapter 4. The road ahead. Sustaining your transformation for life. So far, you've learned that the single habit that can transform your life isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional, choosing one daily promise and keeping it, no matter how small. But here's the truth many men need to hear. Real transformation isn't about starting strong. It's about staying strong. The world is filled with men who start with fire and end in smoke. They're passionate one week, distracted the next. But the man who commits to the long road, who shows up every day, even when no one is watching, becomes unstoppable. Let's make this practical. There will be days you don't feel like it. Days where the world tests your patience, your will, and your strength. And in those moments, it's tempting to let that promise slide. Just for today. But listen carefully. Just for today is how most men lose themselves. It's how one missed day becomes a missed week, and then a forgotten habit. The key is resilience through repetition. You don't need to be intense, you need to be consistent. Let me share one final story. A man in Chiang Mai, Thailand, lived a quiet life. No riches, no spotlight. But every morning for 20 years, rain or shine, he would rise before dawn, walk to the temple, and sweep the grounds. It wasn't a grand act. He didn't post it online, but those who knew him said he carried a calmness, a presence, a power that made people feel safe around him. When asked why he did it, he replied simply, "To sweep the dust from the ground and from my mind." That's what your habit does. It cleans out the mental clutter. It brings order to your life. It reminds you every day of who you are becoming. Your future doesn't need to be guessed. It needs to be built. One day at a time, one habit at a time, one promise at a time. This journey won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because the man who keeps his promises to himself becomes a man others admire, respect, and follow. So, what now? Start today. Pick that one habit, the one promise that speaks to your soul. Write it down, commit to it, show up. And when you feel like quitting, remind yourself, this habit is not just about change, it's about becoming the man I was meant to be. Drop a comment below. What part of your life are you ready to take full responsibility for? Starting today. If this message spoke to you, if something deep inside you woke up, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, share it with a brother who needs it, and subscribe for more powerful, real-world wisdom made for men like you. Remember this, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. But when you build the right habit, and protect it like your life depends on it, you don't just change your routine, you change your reality. Now go out there and become the proof. We're rooting for you.